It's real magic. I wonder what she's sensing there. Like, she's seeing color. I'm wondering if she like gets a visceral sensation, or she's like getting a picture of it, or like how do you feel the color of the marker in your hand? And she did a better job than I could have done drawing it from behind, because I didn't see the yellow.
The smell.
Love's a great artist.
That's so cute.
I mean, if I'm a parent, I'm like, how do I enroll my kid in this? Evan's thinking, how do I create a school that does this online?
I'll add it to the
He's in the next.
Okay, Love, you're done? Thank you so much. So now, let's give a round of applause for Love. Thank you. Shiva, you can come and grab the box of markers and choose whichever ones are relevant. And you guys really can come up closer if you can't see. Don't be shy. Well, I know no one here is shy. From what I've heard. You can take your blindfold off. Amazing. Come up and see. Give her a bigger round of applause. Okay.
It's fucking out of control.
Pretty amazing. Okay, one more volunteer. We're going to do a similar activity, but this time I need someone to come up and write a word. What's your name? Evie? Okay, come on up.
Gosh, this music's so good.
Okay, so Guru, you have your blindfold on. You can turn to your right if you want. Yeah. You can grab this box and choose any marker and write any word. Yeah.
Gets us to the road.
And maybe like a little bit bigger so that people can see. Yeah. If you can. Okay, that's your word. You're good, Evie? Thanks. Let's give a big thanks to Evie. Okay, Guru, you can walk over to the piece of paper and choose the color that you need, and then write the word. Amazing. You want to take off your blindfold? All right. So good. Excellent. Okay, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
That's enough examples. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, big round of applause. So what we'll do now, of course, you might have questions like, how does this work? You know, what is this all about? Imagine our kids had this kind of capacity. So I have a daughter who isn't here right now, but she's done this course, and she, like what I saw her being able to do is, you know, those soft, tangible, you know, intangible qualities, like she can go into any room and just feel at home. You know, so it's not just about, you know, I'm gonna walk around with a blindfold and, you know, write words and then fly drones. It's not about like party tricks. That's not what we're trying to do here. What we're really trying to show is that this is just the one tangible way for all of you to see that there's something going on here that's not normally possible. Like, who has seen something like this before? It's rare, right? There's very few humans who have this capacity in the world. So what we want to bring attention to, that you can do this for your children. We can all do this for our children, to equip them with this ability to go through life very differently. And what we see, and we'll, you know, have Shwetal, the mom, talk about this a bit more too during the Q&A, that these children, they just develop those inner qualities of wisdom, of trusting their inner compass, of knowing, you know, who to trust, who not to trust. So that inner guidance that we were all looking for as teenagers or as kids, or maybe some of us, of course, we're all on that journey still looking for it today. And many of us are running around trying to find it in many different ways. Well, if you can tap into that and have that guide you in life, is there anything more precious than that? So, you know, as a parent, I know that's really, really valuable. And then, you know, so many times we see intuition kids like this who say that, yeah, I just could feel who to trust at my school or wherever and who not to trust. And then also with tests, you know, I didn't have to study for a test as much. I could just download some of these answers, which changes the future of education, because we move our kids away from rote memorization and just stuffing them with information to really, you know, learning and applying themselves. So it's a very different approach to learning, as you can see. So, you know, we do have this, I think Amanda, you'll cover this later, but we have this all over the world. We've taught over 100,000 children around the world who've been trained in this capacity of intuition. And some of them today are working with, you know, police force and law enforcement to help them find missing people, for example. You know, they'll direct them to, okay, the person was kidnapped, they took her there, then they turned this way, they went 20 miles there. It's very, very precise and accurate. So it has real world application. It's really, really impactful. So I think we'll go to the Q&A now. If you guys have any questions, you guys can come to the front, Shwetal, Guru, and Shiva. Does anyone have questions for the kids? And maybe it's good if you come up and do we have another mic? Can we give a mic to the people who have questions by any chance? No, there's just one mic? Okay. So, yeah.
Hi, my question is for the kids. What is the experience you have? Is it just that you can see with the eyes closed or the blindfold, like when you were doing the selecting of the markers or the Rubik's Cube? Can you like feel that's red, that's green? I'm just curious what the experience is for them.
Sure. Okay, who wants to answer that?
So like it's different every time. So like sometimes you just like, it's as if like there's no blindfold, like you can just see it. And other times you just know like which color to take and which not to.
Sometimes when I feel what is written or whatever, then it feels as though the letters come out of the paper. Like I can feel the letters.
So he said that sometimes when he wears his blindfold, it feels as if the letters jump out of the paper or the drawing or the lines, they jump out, so he knows. Okay, yes.
Quick follow-up question. Does it depend on your mood? Has it gotten to the point now where you're very confident, or if you're having a bad day or something, is it harder? Like when you're doing the word, I'm just curious, like if you ever mess up.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that? Does your mood impact, you know, how accurate you are with your intuition?
Mostly no.
Actually, no.
Is that because their mood doesn't vary much? Or?
Is it because your mood doesn't vary much, or you guys are just all around centered kids? Okay, yes.
I had two questions. One, what is your favorite thing that you can do? I thought these were really cool, but is there something that's sort of your favorite intuitive? And then does the music impact it? Like, does the energy of things around make it harder or more difficult?
Okay, so the music does not impact it right now, so I'm fine. And what was it? Oh, I like reading stuff out loud. Like if you give me anything to read, I like doing that, and I like copying what's done.
I like doing the Rubik's Cube and flying drones.
Yeah, so he said that he likes doing the Rubik's Cube, he likes flying drones, and what he didn't say is that he loves playing mobile games, blindfolded. Okay, someone else I think had their hand up, yeah.
When I was watching you do it, I'm like having anxiety, like, oh, are you gonna do it right? Like, oh, I would be so nervous if I was doing that. But I guess you've kind of already answered it, but I guess like following your intuition would be like the opposite of having anxiety. So like, it doesn't sound like that's ever an issue. That's maybe part of the training.
That's a good question. I'll let them answer first. Yeah. So the question is, do you ever have anxiety, like, am I going to do this right? Or you just feel confident that it's just going to, because it's intuition, it's just going to work?
I actually feel confident that it's gonna work because it's, yeah.
Mostly I just know that it is like that. Mostly I just know that it is like that.
Okay, so, and that's a good question. And you know what, one of the things that we do in the training is that, you know, we teach in a certain way that intuition arises in a state of relaxation. Even for us, it's true. Like, even for adults, it's true. Our most creative, most dynamic, most enthusiastic ideas and selves occur when we're in a state of happiness and relaxation. So it's the same for the kids. So what they learn is how to tap into that state. And from there, naturally, the intuition comes. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay, so there's a question up there. You can also meet me halfway, by the way. Feel free to meet me halfway.
I'm curious, do you ever feel like there's moments where you can actually predict the future? Like, for example, if you're walking down the street, you might see that like there's a rock that's gonna fall, so you might turn to the left. Or if, you know, your mom has advice about what she should do, should she move to a city, you know, is that a good decision? Do you feel like you have the intuition to make, you know, advisory decisions in that respect? And also, does that sometimes, if the answer is yes, does that sometimes bother you that like you're always seeing what something is coming and that like you want to kind of relax those thoughts?
It's a very good question. Let's see. Okay, are you clear on the question? Yeah.
So like when I was 7 actually, I went with my grandma. Like she lives in India and we live in Berlin. So we went to the U-Bahn station and like normally like there are 3 exits from the U-Bahn. And then normally we take the first exit, and like that time I was like, no, let's take the second one. And later we found out that that somebody's purse got stolen on the first exit. So yeah.
Wow.
So when the holidays started, I and she was saying that that we were definitely going to go to US this year, but Mom and Papa was saying that we will probably not be going to the US, but then we happened to come to the US.
So the experience he just spoke about was starting March this year. They both have been hounding us that we are going to the US for our summer vacation. And this year we had a very tight budget, absolute shoestring, and I said there's no way we're going to the US or anywhere actually. We're staying home, we do day trips around the place. And sure enough, Jackie gives me a call 20 days ago, or about a month ago, saying, you're coming to Burning Man. And I was like, we are coming to Burning Man. And here we are. So yeah, the predictions do happen. I'm just speaking for them. Sometimes it's so natural for the child that they don't even realize that they are making a prediction. So our constant pet peeve is when you have intuitive kids, we need a handbook for parents because you have to know how to deal with them. So, yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll take a couple. How much time do we have? I'm not
6:30 until 6:30.
Till 6:30. What time is it now?
I don't know.
So
It's 6 o'clock.
a few more questions and then
Couple more questions. Okay.
kind of this side.
I know he had a question, but okay, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Hi. How do you both feel about having these extra sensory abilities and knowing that they are incredibly rare in the world and that you possess an ability that is so uncommon? Like, how does that feel for you? And also, how is it for you to interact with people that don't have those intuitive abilities? Like, do you notice a distinct difference in experience? Is it like secretly a little frustrating sometimes, or?
Yeah, we're not up to their level, right? Did you understand the question? Yeah.
Actually, so when I meet people who don't have this, I'm not at all frustrated. It's like completely normal. So like they don't have to have this. So I speak to them.
For me, it's completely normal that I can do some stuff that other people can't,
Yeah.
and it feels perfectly normal.
Cool.
Okay, he is Superman afterwards. Did you guys see his cape? Look behind. Do you want to turn around?
Turn
Show
around.
me your cape. There you go.
I have a question about the limitations of your ability. Like, if someone painted something in the next room over, could you still read the word? Could you still say what color it was painted in? If it was like in a completely different country, could you say what someone is eating? Like, what's the relationship to distance or needing to touch it or needing to see it?
Very good question. Okay.
So like sometimes yes. So like when my grandmom, like she's in India, like and I like in Berlin I could tell what she was wearing that day. So yeah.
I think they're honing their abilities. This is like any other skill, and you need to learn it. and you need to exercise it. So I like to quote Gurudev on this. So Gurudev said, if someone's a great flautist, they play fantastic flute or violin, and we just hand you one of those instruments and say make music, it's going to sound ghastly and you can't do it because you haven't learned it and then you haven't practiced it to reach that level of making music. So they are still in training. You know, all these abilities is just one little tip of the iceberg, and this is just to show, because this is a bridge between the seen and the unseen world, and for that we do the blindfold, but the abilities are far beyond, like Anna mentioned, and it's about honing that skill. So the more you practice, the better you get.
Amazing. Any other questions? Yes.
Hi, this is amazing. So what we saw demonstrated was kind of rooted in the material world of sight. But what is your experience of seeing in other planes or tapping into energetic beings, or that kind of experience?
Some more the subtle world.
The unseen world.
The unseen world. What is your experience with the unseen world?
Like sometimes, I don't practice it like she said, but sometimes I can read minds, so it's interesting.
I bet that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi. So I had a question as well, and that is also very similar to her question right there, and that is, are your skills advanced enough, or is it even possible to possibly maybe even see blockages within people? If there's blockages for love, why the love, the love of the life doesn't come, or why there's maybe financial blockages, why something is not flowing? Do you have the ability to see these blockages?
Different people have different abilities, so yeah.
So they haven't got there yet, but I'm sure Anna can talk about it more. We have different kids who are able to talk about physical health, emotional well-being. It's just a skill that develops on its own. So there's a very beautiful, the thing is, this knowledge is not something that we've created. This process is not something we've come up with. It's very sacred. It's rooted in the Vedic scriptures. And there is a scripture where there's an entire verse in Sanskrit. It says, Pashyanti achakshu shunotva akarnaha. That means sees without eyes, hears without ears, walks without limbs. This is the ability of the consciousness. It can work without the physical apparatus. And right now, they're tapping into some of those abilities. So different abilities manifest for different kids.
And just to add to that, before, I know that you've had your hand up for a while, even we see, like, for example, you have a mango tree that, the mango comes in whatever number of months, but then you have like a strawberry that comes faster. So in the same way, every child is really different. Sometimes we see on day one, they do everything, like they do predictions. And by the way, there's kids who also do telekinesis. So we have some children who can move objects with their mind. So every child is different, but we're seeing, a really wide range and spectrum of what the kids can do. We have some kids who can ride bike ride blindfolded, like they could be here right now, biking around Camp Mystic with a blindfold on, and they'd be fine with it. So it's just really different, and it's not a competition, right? We're not trying to. The goal is not to try to do as many activities as you can blindfolded. It's really to stay rooted in your practice that you learn. It's their own spiritual practice, right? So whatever is supposed to blossom out of you is what the goal is, whatever you're going to contribute to the world. Okay.
I think one more. Yeah.
Thank you. This has been amazing. I'm just curious, how does this affect your schoolwork? Like, are you able to just see the answers? Do you ever get tested? Do you do traditional schoolwork? And how does this affect that?
Thanks for that question.
So like, it's easier to memorize stuff. So you can like, if you have to, let's say, memorize a text, it's much easier because you just know, like, you just can do it. And yeah.
Here I speak as a mom. I can tell you the learning curve is very, very high. So just for an example, Guru went for a drone camp recently. It was for age 10 to 16, and he was one of the youngest there, one of the two. And on the last day, you get to go to the camp and see what the kids have done. So they flew the drones and it was all great. And at the end, they had a little competition, a simulator competition. And this little boy gets 18,000 something points coming first. And the guy who came second, the kid who came second was age 15 and had 4,000 points? Yeah, something like that. This is not to say he's amazing. This is just to show that the learning curve is it's really accelerated. So right now he's learned Python coding all by himself, looked up on some stuff, and he has his YouTube channel where he teaches coding. So it's just what it is. She does, like each kid, we've seen many kids who've undergone the program. There's just two of them standing here. They are kids at the end of the day. They will throw a tantrum. They'll be as mischievous as you wonder if there's intuition at some point of time, where the way they behave, because they are kids, and this ability hasn't taken that away from them, but it has added in so many ways. So for me as a parent, it's just, I know that they are safe because they know to make the right choices. They know whom to hang out with. They know what to do next. And there's nothing more relaxing for a mom than that.
And one thing I'll add, I know we're almost out of time, is that, how many people here don't have kids? Okay, so, what do you guys think? Are you wondering, like, how you can enhance your intuition? I know sometimes we get...
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes we get questions like this, well, I don't have kids, but I want to be able to have that expanded intuition. So, like I was saying, it's really about following that practice to go deeper within yourself and connect to that source. And I know we kind of know about that, but then there are ways to do it in a very, I guess, effective and effortless way. So, we all learned and were initiated in a special meditation practice, mantra-based meditation practice, where it really, with that mantra, it just drops us into that deeper state of consciousness and allows us to access those calm, like the depth of the ocean. We all want to dive to that depth of the ocean, come up with a treasure. So I think everyone in this room, and some of you might have a practice already, but if you don't, you're welcome to come, chit chat with us about it and see. If you want to learn, you're welcome to learn. And I think a whole other dimension, like I'm just looking at that picture right now with the light coming out in her third eye, just a whole different dimension comes up in life when you're able to go inward truly, let your mind and the restless thoughts settle down, and just access that beauty, creativity, and enthusiasm within you. I know that's been my personal journey, and I feel very, very lucky about it and grateful. And I know that it can, it's there for all of us, and that's why we're all here and we're curious. I'm curiouser about this. Nice. So it's been amazing connecting with you all and having you learn about this. And I'll hand this over to Amanda. She'll give us some details.
Thank you, Anna. And thank you, Guru Shiva. Thank you. So I've been
been doing these events primarily in New York, LA, Austin, and what I find is that the Q&A could literally go on all day because there are just one question leads to the next question leads to the next. So I know many of you in the audience are probably curious about how you can learn more, participate. Number one, I want to let you know that we are doing a demonstration like this tomorrow at the Kidsville camp at 12 o'clock. That's 5 and E. So if anyone that you know here has kids you think might want to do it, you can let them know. If you would like to have a demo in your town, you would like to share this, come talk to me or talk to Jackie, or camp here at Burning Man if you know someone that would like to see this. So come talk to us. We have some clipboards where we can take down information and follow up with you and let you know about things that are happening. There are courses taking place. Up till about a few months ago, we only had 15 teachers in the entire country. And we just had 25 new intuition teachers, so we've got 40. So we're trying to hit like all the different areas in the country. So if you're curious about how you can get your child trained or you want to share, again, come talk to us, give us your info, we'll follow up with you. And also I want to just reiterate that there is a whole scientific research project that is going on. We have one neuroscientist that's currently studying, and he's actually in India with a blind school. So kids that have never had the gift of eyesight are able to see things in the same way, which is mind-blowing. We have some other researchers that are really interested that have some projects in mind that are seeking funding. So if you're in that world at all, if you're curious to learn more about the scientific research part, participate in some way, know someone who might, again, come talk to us for sure. And then there is the film project, and I want to invite Ben to come up and just speak for a few minutes about the film.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, good. Yeah, so we've been working on this film for about 2.5 years, following stories of the kids, some teachers, and also the research that's happening in Sydney, University of New South Wales in Sydney. And it feels like, as I see it, we're really stuck in a materialist, reductionist worldview still. And the story we have is that our body or form produces consciousness, and that's kind of embedded in everything that we do. Quantum physics, all of the wisdom traditions say consciousness is primary, actually, right? And we're in a field of consciousness. And if you adopt that worldview, then suddenly all of these things are possible. All these faculties that, we believe are to be miracles. And so from my perspective, some of the big potentials of telling this story and telling the story of these young people and the parents and the teachers is to just shift the mindset a little bit about what's possible for each of us in humanity. We've been filming in India with kids who have been practicing for 5 or 6 years. Bhavani, one of our subjects, rides her bike fully blindfold for a mile, and there's kids telling the story of the kids locating lost people and objects and all of this, and yeah, it's a beautiful story. Would love if anybody's called to learn more or wants to be a part of it coming out into the world. Would love to talk to you. And otherwise, just an encouragement to start attuning to your own intuition. Again, it's something that it's really coming through in a powerful way in these kids, but I feel like we all have these experiences and it's something that we can tune into ourselves and amplify. So grateful to be here. Thank you guys for attending and bringing your presence, and excited.
Thanks, Ben. And I also just want to mention that if anyone is interested in participating in the film in any way, co-producing, funding, any of that, come talk to Ben. He's shy about saying that, but I'm not. I'll say it for him. And I just want to thank you all for showing up and giving us your attention and time. And so here for more questions for Anna, the teacher, for the kids, and for Jackie and I, if you want to find out how you can participate in any way. Oh, huh? Yes.
What
what's the nature of the research that's being done? And you said that there is at least one neurologist that is devoting time to it. What are the cognitive processes that they're looking at that might explain this very unique phenomenon?
Yes. Do you want to talk about it, Ben? Because you've been filming it.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, they're specifically looking at this faculty of being able to see without the use of their sight or vision and trying to make sense of the mechanism. And so a lot of that is trying to understand what are the rules that this faculty follows. What if the light is on in the space or off in the space? What if there's an intervening object or not? What if it's color cards or not, or different? So it's doing a series of tests with the kids and then honing in on trying to make sense of the mechanism. And they've done a series of tests in Australia and now a series of tests with a bunch of kids in India. And it's kind of a rapid iterative approach. The researcher, Joel Pearson, is a foremost researcher on intuition, but that's kind of like intuition 1.0, what we know about intuition in terms of like gut feeling. And this is kind of pushing it to a different place in terms of extrasensory perception and all of that.
All right, we're gonna complete, but like I said, we're available for more questions. Just come and speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. And the kids are here all day tomorrow. So if there's any other camps, we actually have openings to give other offerings at other camps. So come talk to me or Amanda about that. Thank you all.